Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a what's sold on Poshmark and eBay video to share with you guys today. So if you want to check out all the sales I made over these 2 weeks, definitely keep on watching. For those of you who might be new, thanks so much for checking this out. I am a full-time working mom, but in my spare time I really like making these videos on fashion, beauty, mommy lifestyle, in addition to my reselling journey as well. So if that kind of thing sounds at all interesting, definitely check out my other videos and please consider hitting that subscribe button down below as well. So for today I'm going to take you through my usual 2 weeks of sales on both Poshmark and eBay, and sales for me have been pretty consistent these days, so I'm really excited to take you through every single sale I made. I will be sharing with you the items that I sell in addition to the sales price, and on Poshmark at least tell you my take-home earnings. I don't include cost of goods in these videos, but I do include all of my cost of goods information in my haul videos, and I've linked a couple of examples of those down below if you want to check them out. If you're new to Poshmark and want to make your first purchase, when you first sign on to Poshmark, please consider using my referral code. It's MODMOMMD. That's MODMOMMD. And if you put in that referral code when you first sign on to Poshmark and decide to make your first purchase either in my closet or anyone else's closet for that matter, you will save $10. Okay, so for today I'm just going to take you through the 2 weeks of sales, and the 2 weeks of sales are going to include the week of March 14th and the week of March 21st. So I'm going to go ahead and just jump into my sales, and first I will be starting on Poshmark as I usually do. And the first item that sold on Poshmark was from Madewell, and it was this really cute top, perfect for this time of year. It was the cotton striped flutter sleeve top in a size medium, as you can see. It had a very beautiful kind of textured cotton type of fabric, and I mean the stripes were just gorgeous, and the cut of it was super cute as well. So this particular top I did send out offers to likers on for $24. My shipping discount was $1.50, so my net earnings were $17.70. So for a basic top from Madewell, as you can see, it still can resell for a decent bit of money, especially if it's a particularly cute style like this. So always love Madewell, as you know. I will continue to pick it up going forward. The next item was a little bit of a different item for me, and it was a pair of men's shoes. It was from a line called Lugs, or L-U-G-Z, and this was a full leather lace-up shoe, as you can see, in kind of this burgundy or maroon colorway. Really great kind of work boot, really heavy-duty boot, you could tell. And I picked this up kind of on a whim. I don't typically source men's items, but I came across these shoes. At first I wasn't sure if they were men's or women's, but they looked interesting. So I looked them up, and it turns out to be a men's style. And I thought I'd give it a try because the quality just felt really nice. But when I got home and looked up comps, they weren't all that great, to be honest. I don't think this brand retails for all that much. So going forward, I will not be picking up this brand, but I was happy that this ultimately sold. It was in a size 9.5 or 9.5, and that was a men's 9.5. So I did set on offers to likers of $20. My shipping discount was $1.50, so my net earnings were $14.50 on these shoes. The next item was another pair of shoes. It's from Aldo. It's a floral print pump in a size 7. So this is perfect for this time of year, as you can see. Really fun pop of colors. And I did haul this in a thread-up rescue shoebox haul, and I've linked some of those as well down below. And I love selling those shoes from the boxes there, and this was one of them. One of my first ones, I would even say, when I started purchasing those boxes well over a year ago. So this particular shoe, I did accept a best offer of $20 on, so my net earnings were $16. I will not typically source Aldo shoes, but some of the styles really are trendy and cute. So if you can purchase Aldo pretty inexpensively, or for instance get them in your thread-up rescue shoebox like I did, I think it's definitely worth a try to resell them. The next item was one of my favorites, and a gorgeous pair of L'Agence jeans. It's the Margot high-rise skinny jean. It was new at tags in a size 31. So if you're not familiar with this brand, this is definitely a brand that retails for quite a bit, and I believe they're based out of LA, and they make just gorgeous designer items. I love this line of jeans. In fact, many celebrities have been spotted wearing this line of jeans as well. So I definitely don't think everyone's aware of this brand, but for people that are, I think they definitely seek it out. So this particular jeans I did try as an attempt on retail arbitrage. So I paid up quite a bit for these jeans. So I didn't make a huge profit, but I still made a little bit of profit, but most importantly, I really loved sourcing this. So this particular item, I did accept a best offer of $125, and my net earnings on these jeans were $100. So overall, I did make some profit. The retail price for these jeans were $245, for instance. So I think the buyer got a decent deal. It's a really cute, kind of fun style, as you can see with the distressed knees. So I was really happy with this purchase. Going forward, I think retail arbitrage for these higher end items is really tough to make a worthwhile profit on, especially because you have such a heavy investment up front, and it does take some time to find the perfect buyer for these items. So going forward, I need to be pretty selective about what I do in terms of retail arbitrage, but this one actually was a pretty decent flip. So I was really excited about that one. The next item was an Anthropologie top. It's from Akemi & Kin. It was a split neck buckle detail cotton blouse in a size medium. So as I know you all know, Anthro basic tops like this just take a lot longer to move and don't move for a whole lot. So ultimately, when I got an offer of $15, I just decided to accept it. So my earnings from Poshmark were $12. So again, didn't make a huge profit, and going forward, I really cannot be picking up a lot of these tops anymore, but there's just something about Anthropologie tops that I just am so in love with still that I have a hard time leaving them behind. But this is the kind of sales prices that I think you can expect from these tops these days. The next item was a swimsuit. So it's from Topshop, a red multi-stripe one-piece swimsuit. It was new with tags in a size 14. So this was also picked up through retail arbitrage. And I really love sourcing swimsuits, but I tend to just pick them up new at tags because I think swimsuits is a type of category of clothing that people tend to maybe favor new at tags just for sanitary and hygienic reasons. So I tend to try to pick up more new at tag type of items, and retail arbitrage is a great way to do that. So this was just a cute style from Topshop. Nothing too fancy, but I think just kind of a fun look. And I ultimately did accept a best offer of $25, so my net earnings were $20 on this really cool swimsuit. The next item was from Nike. It was a Therma Fit half zip pullover, actually probably quarter zip pullover fleece, and it was in a size large men's. So this item, I kind of picked up on a whim as well, probably over a year ago, and just kind of sat on it. I shouldn't be picking up Nike all that much, especially these basic styles, but I think Nike definitely has somewhat of a following, so I wanted to try it out. I just like the style of this kind of classics pullover sweatshirt. Ultimately, I didn't really make a whole lot off of this, plus I sat on it way too long. But I did accept actually this was a full price offer, I believe, or full price purchase of $17, and my net earnings were $13.60 on this item. So going forward, Nike is one where I'm going to be a lot more selective. I would not pick up this item going forward again. So the next item was one of my favorites of this 2-week period. It was from Jack Rogers. It was called the Sloan Crossband Calf Hair Slide Sandals, as you can see, in a size 8. And this was unworn. The bottoms were in pristine condition. Leather upper, beautiful calf hair slide. So I thought these slides were gorgeous. I wish they were my size. I would have totally kept them. I hauled this recently at my thrift store, one of my best thrift hauls ever, video that I made. And I mean, just perfect for this time of year. So I love sourcing Jack Rogers. I think it can do really well. I did send on offers to Likers of $52, and my shipping discount was $1.50, so my net earnings were $40.10 on these slides. So definitely worthwhile for me to pick this up, and this brand is one that I'm definitely going to be continuing sourcing going forward. The next item was a pair of shoes. It was Steven by Steve Madden patent leather flats in a size 8. So these were really adorable too. There really was not any notable wear on it, besides there's a little bit of a stitching flaw on one of the sides, which I disclosed. But the bottoms really looked nice, and just really cute style. Look at that, this really gorgeous kind of dark red patent flats. The issue is Steven by Steve Madden doesn't do as well as I would have liked, and I picked this up well over a year ago and just sat on it way too long. So I was happy that this ultimately moved along, but it definitely is something that I probably wouldn't pick up going forward, honestly. So I did send out an offers to Likers on this for $20. My shipping discount was $1.50, so my net earnings were $14.50 on these flats. So next item was a top. It was from White House Black Market, and it was a printed sleeveless blouse, as you can see, in a size medium. So this item I sat on again for way too long. I would not normally source this, but I picked this up pretty inexpensively a while ago, so I wanted to try out the brand. I ultimately decided to accept the best offer of $15, and my net earnings are $12 on this top. So again, probably not worth it to continue picking this kind of item up, but it was definitely a fun little experiment to try out the brands. But you know, going forward, I think I generally am going to try to steer clear of this brand. The next item was from Beach Lunch Lounge. It was a striped 100% cotton blouse in a size large. So this style was classic but with a little bit of flair. So as you can see, it looks like a regular button-up shirt. However, the bottom hemline and the front kind of crossed over like this, so that was a fun detail. So I thought it was just a really nice basic top, perfect as we transition into warmer months as well. And this brand, I definitely wanted to try out. I heard some pretty decent things. I know this is sold at Nordstrom, you know, potentially other places as well. The issue is that, at least so far in my experience, the resale potential is not all that great. So unless you're picking it up for really inexpensively, I think it's a brand that I personally am going to start steering clear from. But I did accept a best offer of $20, so my net earnings were $16 on this top. And then I just had one final sale on Poshmark during this period, and it was a handbag from Coach. It was a leather brown hobo, as you can see, and this was in perfect condition. This is my own personal Coach bag that I had a few years ago, and really I just never carried it, to be honest. I mean, maybe once or twice, but there's really no wear on this. And Coach is one that just makes me sick in terms of reselling, because as you know, these bags do retail for a decent amount of money, but the resale potential just isn't there for Coach. So in terms of reselling, Coach is really not all that great unless you're picking it up inexpensively. But I really wanted to clear out my own personal closet, so I'm happy when these kind of purses move along so I can make room for new bags. But that's kind of my experience with Coach. Definitely not one that resells for anywhere close to what you pay for it. So I did accept a best offer of $40, so my net earnings were $30 on this purse. So that does it for my Poshmark sales, and I want to take you through a few eBay sales, and maybe even more importantly, tell you about a few failed eBay sales that happened to me during this period. So the eBay sales I did make were pretty good. I will pop up the picture here, and I'm just going to reference my notebook here in terms of giving you the sales price for these items. So the first item was from Anthropologie. It was this really adorable suede glitter booties, as you can see, in this kind of bluish gray type of colorway. It was in a size 10. There was some wear on it, but it really wasn't bad at all. And I thought it was such a unique style. And these booties did retail for a decent amount at Anthropologie, and it was also a pretty new style as well. So ultimately I did accept a best offer of $50 on these boots, which I thought was a decent price. I sat on it for a handful of months, but not too bad in my book, so definitely a great pickup for me. The next item that sold on eBay was from Free People. It was this crochet back vest that was denim, and it had some really cool distressing, and it was in a size small. So I hauled this well over a year ago as well, and this is one of the items in my closet where I was really surprised didn't move quicker. I know what people say about Free People, that sometimes it's hard to move, but I thought this style was pretty unique. I thought it was really cute. I totally would wear this, but I sat on it for over a year probably, with not a whole lot of attention. So I was happy that it's ultimately sold on eBay for a best offer of $35. And then the final item that sold on eBay during this period was from Anthropologie. It was this really fun dress. It was from their line Moth, and it was a wool and alpaca blend dress, and it had a really nice zipper back detail as well. So this dress sold on eBay for full asking price of $40, literally overnight. So I listed it one night, the next morning, and it sold for full price. And contrary to that, this same item was listed on Poshmark for really over a year and didn't get a whole lot of attention. So that just goes to show you that it definitely, I think, pays off to cross-list your items. I'm really trying to get into eBay more and list more of my items on there. But I mean, it was amazing. This thing sold overnight after being on Poshmark for well over a year. So I was really surprised and happy that it sold so quickly. And again, it sold for pretty decent money of $40 for an Anthropologie dress these days. I think that's pretty good. So I was really happy with that sale on eBay. Okay, so now maybe most interestingly, I'm going to tell you about a few fails that happened during this 2-week period. And part of my gripe with eBay is I think eBay compared to Poshmark is more buyer friendly, such that as a seller, sometimes it gets pretty frustrating. And I know it comes to the territory because eBay, I do think, reaches a broader audience for reselling. So I'm happy about reselling on eBay, but there definitely are some frustrations with it as well. So the first fail that happened to me was a pair of beautiful Yves Saint Laurent shoes. And it sold on eBay, which I was very happy about for a best offer that was pretty good. So the sale went through, and of course, within, I'd say, several hours, the buyer said, oh, you know, actually, I want to cancel it. So I said, okay, fine, I definitely respect that. So that was my first fail, where the buyer actually purchased the shoes and then pretty instantly, you know, just canceled after all that transaction went through. So the problem with that, though, is because they paid for the shoes even. It wasn't even a non-paying buyer. The buyer actually paid for it. Then, of course, I was charged eBay fees as well, even though I never actually sold the shoes. So that was a little bit frustrating, but, you know, refunded the buyer her money, just trying to respect her request. But it would have been better if she just never paid for it at all in the first place, of course, right? So that was definitely frustrating. And then the next fail that happened during this period was a skirt that I sold for best offer, you know, pretty decent offer I was happy about. And a similar item also sold on eBay as well about a day later. However, this was a pair of shoes that were really pretty. So both of these sold, and, you know, non-paying buyer situations. So I sat on it for over a week. I sent multiple invoices and ultimately had to open up a case, just never heard from the buyers. And what was frustrating, at least for the shoes, is that I did communicate a bunch with the buyer before the purchase happened. You know, she asked different things about the items, tried to negotiate the price, and so I did have communication there, but once the sale was actually made, the person was MIA. So that was super frustrating, and that's one of the things that I hate most about eBay, is that people can purchase items and lock it up really as sold in your closets or your stores, and other people can't buy them. And I also take them down on Poshmark at that time as well. But the issue is that they just don't have to pay for it, and there's very little repercussions for that. So these non-paying buyer situations happen pretty frequently these days, which is kind of frustrating. But again, I realize that's just part of the job. But I thought it's interesting to always kind of reflect on some of these kind of frustrating or fails that I experienced on eBay. So those are my 3 fails on eBay during this short 2-week period. I hope these things get better with time, but we shall see. Okay, so those are my experiences selling on Poshmark and eBay over these 2 weeks. I hope you've had a great 2 weeks reselling if you're a reseller as well. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in my next one. Take care. Bye.